Let me tell you something. Something raw and unfiltered. Something they don't want you to hear. You're trapped. Not by bars or chains, not the kind you can see anyway, but by invisible shackles. Ones you forged yourself in the fires of your own doubt, fear, and regret. Every step you take forward feels heavier than it should because you're dragging that corpse behind you, the ghost of who you used to be. That person, they're dead, buried under layers of mistakes, failures, and wounds that never quite healed right. But here's the kicker. You keep digging them up like some twisted archaeologist, desperate to relive their glory days. Why? Why do you insist on carrying around this rotting carcass of your former self as if it still has value? It doesn't. It's poison, seeping into every corner of your life, tainting everything good you could become. And let's talk about those people out there, the ones watching from the sidelines with their smug little grins, waiting for you to trip so they can point and laugh. Oh, they love reminding you of who you were, don't they? Remember when, they say, parading your skeletons like trophies at a carnival freak show. Remember when you failed? Remember when you fell apart? Remember when you weren't good enough? They spit those words at you like venom, hoping it'll sting, hoping it'll keep you locked in the cage they built for you. But guess what? The joke's on them. Because while they're busy trying to pin you down to the past, you're evolving, shedding that old skin like a snake slithering toward its next meal. And once you leave that husk behind, they won't even recognize you anymore. But I know what you're thinking. What if I mess up again? What if I stumble? Well, let me ask you this. What's worse, falling flat on your face or staying on your knees forever, too scared to try? You think those vultures circling above care if you fall? They're just waiting for the spectacle, the entertainment. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. Falling isn't failing. Staying down is. Every time you get back up, every time you rise, despite their jeers and sneers, you chip away at their control over you. You prove them wrong. And trust me, nothing infuriates someone more than seeing the person they tried to crush stand taller than ever before. You're not that person anymore, the one who let them walk all over you, the one who apologized for existing, the one who crumbled under the weight of their expectations. That version of you is gone, dead, buried. And yet, here you are, trying to breathe life into that corpse, clinging to it like it's all you have left. Stop. Let it go. Let it rot where it belongs in the dirt. Because holding on to it will only suffrage you. The world doesn't care about your past, your pain, your struggles. It'll kick you when you're down and laugh while you bleed. But you've got something they don't. You've got the power to reinvent yourself, to rise from the ashes like a goddamn phoenix. And when you do, they won't know what hit them. But you can't do that if you're still holding on to the past like it's some kind of lifeline. It's not. It's a noose, and it's tightening around your neck with every second you waste looking back. So cut the rope. Burn it all down if you have to. Because the only thing that matters is who you are right now, not who you were, not who they think you are, but who you choose to be in this very moment. You're not the same person anymore, and that's your greatest weapon. Use it. Strike hard, strike fast, and don't ever look back. See, people love to remind you of who you were. Every chance they get, they drag your skeletons out of the closet, parade them around like trophies. Remember when you failed? Remember when you fell apart? Remember when you weren't good enough? They spit those words at you like venom, hoping it'll sting, hoping it'll keep you in the place they built for you. But here's the funny part, they're not doing it because they care. Oh no. They're doing it because they're terrified. Terrified of what happens when you stop playing their game, when you stop letting their words define you. Because the moment you let go of who you were, you become something they can't control. And that scares the hell out of them. You think they want you to succeed? No. They want you stuck in the mud, spinning your wheels, going nowhere. Because as long as you're down there, they feel bigger, better, stronger. But the second you stand up, the second you start climbing out of that hole, they panic. They'll claw at you, throw dirt in your face, try to drag you back down. And you've got two choices. Let them, or shove their hands away and keep climbing. Let me tell you something about people. They don't hate the old you. They hate the new you, the one that doesn't need their approval, the one that doesn't crumble under their criticism, the one that's stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than they ever imagined. And that's why they keep trying to pull you back, because they know they can't handle the real you, the one you're becoming. But here's the secret. You don't need them. You never did. All those people who turned their backs on you, who laughed at your pain, who watched you struggle and did nothing, they were never in your corner. They were just waiting for you to fail so they could feel better about their own miserable lives. And you've been carrying them, haven't you? Carrying their opinions, their judgments, their expectations like some kind of sick, twisted burden. But why? Why give them that power over you? They don't deserve it. They don't deserve a damn thing from you. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you lived for you? Not for them. Not for their approval. Not to prove them wrong, but for you. I'll bet you don't even remember because you've spent so much time trying to be what they wanted that you forgot how to be yourself. But that ends now. You're not here to make them happy. You're not here to fit into their little boxes or play by their rules. You're here to break the damn game, to rewrite the rules, to become something they can't ignore, can't deny, can't destroy. You've got fire in you, I can see it. A spark buried under all that doubt, fear, and guilt. But it's there. And you know what fire does? It burns. It consumes. It destroys everything in its path. But it also forges. It takes the broken pieces and melts them down, turns them into something new, something stronger, something unstoppable. That's what you area fire. And it's time to stop hiding it. Stop letting them smother it. Let it burn. Burn away the past, the pain, the lies. Burn until there's nothing left but the real you, the one who doesn't take their crap anymore, the one who stands tall, unshaken, unbreakable. because the past doesn't define you. You define you, not your mistakes, not your failures, not their opinions. You. Every choice you make, every step you take, every time you get back up after they knock you down, that's who you are. And that's who you're going to be. But you can't do it if you're still living in the past, if you're still holding on to the pain like it's some kind of lifeline. Pain doesn't keep you alive, it drags you under. So let it go. Let it die. And rise. Rise into the person you were always meant to be, the person they never saw coming. You're not the same person anymore, and that's your strength. That's your power. So stop looking back. Stop living in the shadows of who you used to be. Step into the light and show them what you're made of. And when you do, oh, they won't know what hit them. They'll look at you and see a stranger, someone they can't control, can't manipulate, can't break. And that, my friend, is the sweetest revenge of all. You know, it's funny, people love to talk about closure like it's this magic pill that makes everything better. They say, oh, you need to forgive. You need to move on. But let me tell you something. Forgiveness isn't for everyone. Some wounds don't close. Some scars don't fade. And you know what? That's okay. Because those scars, they're proof you survived. Proof that they couldn't kill you even when they tried. Well, they tried, didn't they? With their words, their actions, their silence. They wanted you broken, beaten, a shadow of yourself. But here you are still standing, still breathing, still fighting, but you're wasting it. All that strength, all that resilience, you're wasting it on regret, on what ifs, on cabin fever. Let me ask you this. What good has it done you, huh? Sitting there, replaying the same memories over and over like a broken record. Do you think it's going to change anything? Do you think it's going to bring back the people you lost or undo the mistakes you made? The past is a prison, and you're the one holding the keys. But instead of unlocking the door, you're sitting in the corner, staring at the walls, convincing yourself you belong there. Well, you don't. You never did. You think you're the only one who's ever screwed up, the only one who's ever been hurt, betrayed, left behind? Wake up. This world is full of broken people, just like you. The difference is, most of them stay broken. They give up. They let the pain win. But you've got a choice. You can let the past define you, let it chain you down, bury you alive. Or you can use it, take all that pain, all that anger, all that regret, and turn it into fuel. Let it drive you, push you, make you stronger. Because that's what the past is, it's fuel. And the more it burns, the brighter you shine. But here's the thing. No one's going to hand you the matches. No one's going to light that fire for you. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to take all that hurt, all that disappointment, and set it ablaze. Burn it down until there's nothing left but ashes. And from those ashes, you build something new, something stronger, something unbreakable. You think they're gonna help you, the people who hurt you, betrayed you, left you behind. They're too busy living their lives, too busy pretending you don't exist. And why should they care? They've already got what they wanted. Your silence, your obedience, your surrender. But what they don't realize is that every time they pushed you down, every time they kicked you when you were already broken, they weren't killing you. They were sharpening you, turning you into a weapon they'll never see coming. And that's what you area weapon, a force of nature, a storm they can't stop, can't control, can't ignore. But only if you let go of the past, only if you stop dragging around the corpse of who you used to be and embrace the person you're becoming. You're not the same person anymore, and that's a good thing, because the old you, they were weak, they were afraid, they let the world tell them who they were, let other people dictate their worth. But the new you doesn't give a damn about their opinions. The new you doesn't need their approval. The new you knows their worth and isn't afraid to fight for it. But you've got to fight, my friend. Every day, every moment, you've got to fight for yourself, for your future, for the person you're becoming. Because no one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to save you. And that's the hardest part, isn't it? Accepting that you're on your own, that no one's coming to rescue you, to fix you, to make it all better. But that's also your greatest strength. Because once you stop waiting for someone else to save you, you realize you don't need them. You realize you've had the power all along. And when you finally let go of the past, when you finally embrace the person you're becoming, you'll see it too. You'll see that you don't need their approval, their forgiveness, their validation. All you need is you. You know, there's a reason people cling to their past. It's familiar, comfortable. Even the pain, it's predictable, like an old song stuck in your head. It becomes a part of you, doesn't it? The mistakes, the regrets, the betrayals, they wrap around your soul like a second skin. And you convince yourself that without them, you're nothing. But that's the lie, isn't it? The big con. You're not afraid of losing the past. No. You're afraid of what comes next. Because moving forward, that's the real unknown. It's messy, unpredictable. It's a big, wide open void. And you have no idea what's waiting on the other side. But here's the truth. The void isn't your enemy. The unknown isn't something to fear. It's freedom. It's possibility. It's a blank slate where you can paint anything you damn well please. But instead of picking up the brush, you're sitting there staring at the empty canvas, paralyzed by what ifs. What if I fail? What if it's worse than before? What if I'm not good enough? What if? What if? What if? What if you don't? What if you get it right this time? What if everything you've been through, all the pain, all the struggle was leading you to this moment, to the person you're about to become? But you'll never know unless you take the leap, unless you stop living in the shadow of who you used to be and step into the light of who you are now. The past, it's gone, dead, buried. And yet here you are, digging it up, trying to bring it back to life. Why? To punish yourself? To feel something, anything, even if it's just the sting of regret? Let me tell you something about regret. It's a poison slow. insidious, creeping through your veins until it paralyzes you completely. And the worst part, it's self-inflicted. You're the one drinking it, sip by sip, convincing yourself you deserve the pain. But you don't. You didn't come this far, survive this much, just to drown in a sea of your own regrets. You're better than that, stronger than that, and it's time you started acting like it. You think the world cares about your past, about your pain? It doesn't. It never has, and it never will. The only thing the world respects is strength, not the kind that comes from muscles or money, but the kind that comes from surviving, from getting knocked down and getting back up again, no matter how many times it happens. And that's what you are, a survivor, not a victim, not a failure, not a ghost of your past. A survivor. Every scar, every wound, every tear, it's proof that you're still here, still fighting, still alive. And as long as you're alive, you've got a chance to rewrite your story, to become something they never saw coming. But only if you let go of the past, only if you stop dragging it around like a ball and chain and start using it as fuel. Because that's what pain is, fuel. It can either burn you to the ground or light the fire that drives you forward. The choice is yours. But make no mistake, choosing to stay in the past, to wallow in regret, that's not living. That's dying slowly, painfully, day by day. And you're better than that. You deserve better than that. Stop looking back. Stop clinging to the person you used to be. They're gone, dead and gone, good riddance. Because the person you're becoming, they're unstoppable, they're untouchable. They're everything you've ever wanted to be, and more. But only if you let go, only if you stop living in the past and start living in the present, in the future that's yours for the taking. But you gotta reach for it. You've gotta want it more than you want the comfort of your old chains. So what's it gonna be? The past or the future? The chains or the freedom? The ashes or the fire? The choice is yours. But choose wisely, because this is your moment, your turning point. And the only person standing in your way is you. You know, most people, they're terrified of change, terrified of letting go. And it's not because they're weak. No. It's because they're comfortable even in their misery. They cling to it like a child clutching a broken toy, whispering to themselves, "At least I know what this feels like." But you're not like them. You've already tasted change. You've already walked through hell and come out the other side. The problem is, you didn't realize what you were supposed to leave behind. You walked through the fire, but you're still carrying the ashes. Why? Because it's familiar? Because it's easier to hold on to the pain than to face the unknown? Or maybe it's because deep down you think you deserve it. I failed. I let them down. I wasn't strong enough. I don't deserve to be happy. Do you hear yourself? That's the sound of someone who's been trained to hate themselves, trained by a world that profits off your misery. Because if you're too busy beating yourself up, you'll never realize just how powerful you really are. And that's what they're afraid of, your power, your potential. Because the moment you stop living in the past, the moment you stop dragging your chains around like some pathetic prisoner, you become something they can't control. You think the people in your life want what's best for you. Huh. Most of them wouldn't know best if it slapped them in the face. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to change. Because if you change, if you grow, then suddenly you're not the person they can manipulate anymore. You're not the punching bag they can take their frustrations out on. You become a threat. And do you know what people do when they feel threatened? They lash out. They try to drag you back down, pull you back into the mud, because that's where they feel safe. That's where they feel in control. But you're not going back. Not this time. Not ever. Because you've got something they don't. You've got fire. You've got the strength to rise above their petty games, their empty words, their pathetic attempts to keep you small. But here's the thing about fire. It's dangerous. It burns. It destroys. And that scares people. Because once you let that fire out, once you let it consume everything that's been holding you back, there's no stopping you. And that's what you need to burn it all down. The guilt, the shame, the fear. Burn it to the ground and let the flames light your way forward. Because the only way to move forward is to destroy the person you used to be, the weak, broken, frightened version of yourself that let the world walk all over them. That person is dead. They died the moment you decided to change. And you're the phoenix rising from the ashes. But only if you let go. Only if you stop clinging to the corpse of who you used to be and start embracing the fire of who you're becoming. Do you feel it? That spark inside you, that little voice that's been whispering, you're meant for more. You're meant for better. That's your fire. That's your power. And it's time to set it free. Because you're not the same person anymore. You've changed. You've grown. You've become something stronger, sharper, more dangerous. And they don't know what to do with that. But you do. You know exactly what to do. You take that fire and you use it to burn away everything that's been holding you back, the pain, the fear, the lies. You burn it all down until there's nothing left but the truth of who you are. And who you are, that's up to you. Not them, not the past, not the people who tried to break you. You. Every choice you make, every step you take, every time you rise after falling, that's who you are. And when you finally embrace that, when you finally let go of the past and step into the light of who you're becoming, the world won't know what hit it. They'll look at you and see a force of nature, a storm they can't stop, can't control, can't ignore. So stop looking back. Stop living in the shadows of who you used to be. Step into the fire, embrace the storm, and show them what you're made of. You know what the funniest part of all this is? They'll never see it coming. The day you decide to stop being the version of yourself they're comfortable with, the version they can predict, control, and dismiss, they'll panic. They'll scramble to put you back in the box they built for you. But by then, it'll be too late. You'll be gone, soaring past their expectations, leaving them in the dust. And the best part, you won't even care anymore, because by then, you'll realize the truth. Their opinions, their judgments, their little games, they don't matter. The only thing that matters is who you choose to, but not for them. Not for their approval, but for you. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with yourself. And if you're still dragging around the weight of their opinions, their expectations, then you're not living. You're just existing. So let them talk. Let them judge. Let them try to pull you back. It doesn't matter, because you've already made your choice. You've chosen to let go of the past, to embrace the fire, to become the person you were always meant to be. And nothing they say, nothing they do can stop you now, because you're not the same person anymore. You're stronger, sharper, unstoppable. And the world better watch out. Because when you finally step into the light, when you finally become the person you were meant to be, you won't just survive, you'll thrive. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing they can do about it.